Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time frame you're on. This is part 5 to my book. Anyways, let's get into it. They're going to get in this work. Because I ain't come to this earth to complain about what somebody else is not doing. I'm actually doing the footwork. I have an affidavit already on file that's undisputed. I already declared my nationality. I already notarized the statement more than once in my free national name. Anyways, the Knights of the Zodiac represents the guardians and protections of the Zodiac. The different signs of the Zodiac and galactic signs are the pillars of civilization in the Moorish Empire, which is Morocco and Mauritania. Melanin represents skin color. Do I have to prove the mathematics? Hey, they want to talk rhetoric. I don't have to show them no mathematics. What do they masters? Do they masters teach them this stuff? Remember, they said they masters bamboozled them and tricked them. So do I have to teach them anything? Affirmative action is Moorish Latin to stand on your square forever. In the book entitled Tao Te Ching, The Science of Life by Lao Tzu, it states the path of three doctrines, Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism, just the way of the sages. This means they follow the ancient, modern Moabite traditions. The elements they are describing is earth, fire, water, wood, ether, breath, and infinity, which they don't recognize, which is the creator, which is also me, because they can't predict my algorithms. In fact, I create my own algorithms. They follow other people's trending. I don't have to do that. Then they say the gay LBGTQ and I is ruling everything, but they don't want to have balls to even declare their free national name. Or not only that, they don't want to notarize a statement. They don't want to put an affidavit on file. They just want to sit around and complain about problems that they can't fix and they have no control over. So I don't have to get into that. I didn't come to this earth to complain about problems that I can't fix. That's emotional game that these people play, that Elijah Muhammad was talking about, tricknology. They use this dogma to keep people docile. Then they label them crazy and blackball them and say that they're something that they're not. Or, I don't have to say that. They should already know that. How many people have they done that to? Anyways, let's get back to my book. Infinity is Moorish Latin for golden elixir. Cosmic space is Moorish Latin for silver. When people breathe supremely, this is called prana. And Tamarian, Moorish Latin, is for Amen-Ra. Superior integrity is Moorish Latin for God consciousness. In the book Sacred Symbols of Ancient by Edith L. Randall and Florence Evelyn Campbell, MA, which stands for Moorish American, it states the Gypsy Bible was in fact in which the Egyptians in the Book of Dead represents the 7 planets. Now all this is in these books. Think I'm pulling this out my ass? Tell their so-called leaders to go to these tombs and see if they could get into the entrance. Not only that, tell them to pull out the books that nobody ever heard of and name them, since they reincarnated masters. So they're supposed to be able to name books nobody has ever heard of before and sources nobody has heard of before. When the sun and the moon rotates, it is 1.96756 trillion per second. This in fact represents the 7 sages, which is the 7 cycles. In Islam, the higher echelons of the higher self, which is intuition, equilibrium, DNA, psychology. It doesn't say let somebody study you and label you something. It's know thyself, right? So why all of a sudden the Negro comes along and the cracker, oh, we can label you what we want, but you can't know yourself, you can't cure yourself, but you know me better than myself? These people talk irrational rhetoric all the time. And if this is offending you, don't watch it. Simple as that. However, if emotions cloud judgments, then 1/3 of the eye, which is the first and the third eye, and the scales are not balanced. They talk about it in the Egyptian books of the dead, which they have the heart and the brain. And if the heart is not light as a feather, you keep on complaining about the negatives that what somebody else is doing. What does it say? On the scales of Mayat, you're judging yourself because you think that what other people is doing is going to change the outcome of the entire world and yourself, which is not. It states the growth of reproduction, of ownership, farming, and also focus. I, Abdul Noble Ali, recognize the Moorish American flag, which is over 10,000 years, as well as the empire of other flags that represents the Moorish nation. In Italy, overseas, garlic grows naturally in Sicily. In China, overseas, ginseng grows naturally in Wang province in northeast. Apples grow naturally in America in Staten Island, in the Middle West, New York City. Potatoes naturally grows in Long Island, Stony Brook, Brookhaven Town. My nobility traces back to the ancient foremothers and forefathers of this continent, of Morocco, Mauritania, Atlantis, etc. In the tomb of Il, it teaches you that you cannot force your will on nobody to do against individuals' will, which people think and believe they could do and they could get away scot-free. How many people live to tell about stuff that they want to do to other people? I don't have to do the numbers. Look how much people are being lost because knowledge of self, or what they could force against somebody else's will. It also says nobody can tell you what to do with your property. In the tomb of Il, how many people will discover that? Name your scholars. Have them search for the tomb, since they were so reincarnated masters. They're masters of everything. Tell them search for the tomb and find it in less than 1 second. My royalty traces back to the 4 corners of the earth, not only on this continent, this galaxy, this universe, this planet, in the Sangria bloodline. Anyways, that's it for today.